Hello everyone, and welcome back to the sixth and final episode in my small house build series. Today, I am building the small house for the Mistlands biome. As you can see, I am here in the Mistlands. So once again, as a reminder, the size of this house needs to be no more than the equivalent of 6 meters by 8 meters and no more than 2 stories high. Alright, got the first block set down, so without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to start with the floor, so I'm going to use the black marble floor. So up front, on this side of the building, I'm just going to be doing 4 meters wide, so 2 blocks. I'm going to do that for 3, and then for the last 2 here, I'm going to go 6 meters wide, like so. Alright, like that. So that is going to be the basic layout of this build. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the black marble 2x1x1 around, all the way around the floor that I just made. Give myself a outline of the wall. Alright, so after I finish this up, I'm going to start on the rest of the walls. So for that, I'm going to start with the black marble plinth corner, and I'm going to put them at the corners where it's overhanging like this, where the front corner is just touching the inside floor. I'm going to do that at the 4 main outside corners. I'm not going to put one here. I'm going to go ahead and do that all the way up. I'm going to do it too high. We'll put 2 on top of each other. Again, with the inside edge lining up, as you can see here. The next, in between all of these corners, I'm going to put the black marble plinth, where it, again, the front edge of it lines up and touches the floor. That'll be the inside of the house. So on this side, I'm just going to put 1 here, and leave space open here for the door. Put these 2, and put 1 more here, and then I'm going to put 1 more back here behind it. Just like so. And then I'm going to go lining up the front edge and around the top again. So here where there's this gap, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze 1 more in there, just like so. I'm going to do this all the way around, putting 1 black marble plinth on top of the other. When I get back here to the door, I'm going to go ahead and put these marble plinths all the way across, like so. So this is going to be the walls for the first floor. After that's done, I'm going to switch over to the black marble 2x1x1, and I'm going to put them all around the tops of what I just made, like so, pointing in where there will be a little bit of overhang, as you can see here. Once you get to the corners, I'm going to skip this top corner, or this outside corner here, and I'm going to fill in where I can, and in this corner here, I'm going to switch over to the 1x1x1 black marble. And I'm going to do that around all of the top. Once you get all the way around, your building should look about like this. Next, on the inside of what you just made, I'm going to do a row of the 1x1x1 black marble all the way around, except for there. Where I just put it, you don't want it there. But you do want it everywhere else. Once you complete going around with the 1x1x1 stones, this will leave you with the same floor plan that you have below. What you're going to do next is take the black marble floor and go ahead and fill in most of it. You're going to leave these 4 blocks here open. In these last 4, we are going to make room for our spiral staircase. So we're going to switch over to the 1x1 wood floors. And we're going to put 4 of them here, like so. Then we're going to grab the stone or black marble floor triangles. 1 right there. 1 right there. And this last one we're going to phase into the wall here just so there's a little bit of triangle sticking out. Then we're going to grab the diverger spiral right stair. We're going to put that here all the way down, just like this. And there we go. We should have our spiral stair. It's a little tight, but that's fine. We're going to need all the space we can get. What we're going to do for our walls up here is pretty simple, but we're going to grab the diverger metal walls and we're going to go all around the inside floors. Well, not quite all the way around. Up here at front, right here, we're going to switch over to the iron gate. And I want it to open to the outside like so. On top of that, I'm going to put the cage floor 1x1 because we're going to do 8 meters high for these walls. I'll finish going all the way around the walls here. Once this is finished, we're going to work on getting the chimney for the fire pit. The fire pit's going to go over on this side. What we want to do is go 3 over 1, 2, 3, then break the next 3 2x1 and 1x1 stone blocks. Because our chimney, our fire pit place will go right around here. So we're going to grab the 45-degree shingle roof. We're going to put that there and there. And we're going to add a little bit of support, just make it look a little bit better. So we're going to grab the darkwood pole, 2 meter, and put them right there. Alright, so there we go. We have our walls for the first and second floor. We'll do the roof here in a little bit. The first thing, or the next thing I want to do is add a little bit more decoration. I'm going to take the 45-degree darkwood beams. I'm going to go them over here to these corners. And we're going to go from the underside of the corner down all the way into the ground. For the lower beam, we'll probably have to sit down to get the right angle. But we want it just like that. And we'll do that on all 4 corners. Once you finish these corner pieces, we're going to add a bit more trim around the edges. We're going to start with the corners here. So we'll need the 2 meter darkwood pole. I'm going to have it angled so that it doesn't line up perfectly with the corner pointing out, but with the flat edges point out, just so it gives a little bit more color, a little bit more decoration, a little bit more definition. After we finish the corners, we're going to put the same trim around the top with the black wood, the dark wood beams. So here in the back, where the chimney is, we'll just need the 2-meter beam. It's only 3 meters across, so there will be some overlap between those there. Alright, so there we have it. There we have the trim completed around the black marble. I'm also going to add some of the same trim here up top, on top of the metal grates. Alright, and with that, our trim is complete. So the next thing we could do is put the roof on, but I think I'm going to do that last. So the next thing I'm going to do is work over here at the entrance a little bit. So what I'm going to do is take the black marble floor and here at the door, bring it out 3. Put it all the way into this root of Yggdrasil. I'm going to grab the black marble stair and put that down here until it is to where we can walk up with ease. Might need to just flatten it out a little bit. There we go. And now we have our entrance into the first floor and the stairs up to the second floor. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the roof on before I do anything else. It'll mostly be the shingle roof O corner 45 degree, the shingle roof 45 degree, and there will be one shingle roof I corner 45 degree. So I'll start with the O corners, and I will go ahead and put those on each of the corners where they can go. There will be 5 of them. I'm going to grab the I corner 45 degree and put that right here at this corner. And then I'm going to end off with the rest of the 45 degree shingle roofs. Simple roof, but it's effective. Don't need much on a small build like this. Alright, so there we go. We have our roof. But that still looks kind of plain. I'm going to add a little bit of additional trim to it. I'm going to grab the 1-meter wood beam, and around at each of the corners or edges of the pieces, I am going to put the 1-meter beam. Alright, so after we do that, I will need one more. So I'm going to put it on the edge of this last 1-meter wood beam sticking out that I put here, mainly just as a guide. That will eventually go away. I'm going to switch over to the dark wood beam 2-meter. You could do the 4-meter, but there will be some that you'll need to switch over to the 4-meter or to the 2-meter and back to the 4-meter. So I just find it easiest to switch over directly to the 2-meter. Then I'm going to put this trim all the way around. Once you get back here to the front and all the way around, we are complete with the roof. So there we have it. There is the structure for our Mistlands build. With that, I'm going to move indoors. And the first thing I'm going to do is put down the stone hearth. I'm going to put it back here, phasing into the wall a little bit. Right like so. And on that, I'm going to add the iron cooking station. And move that kind of forward as much as I can. And be able to fit everything else, including the cauldron. I need to move that a little bit further back. And let's see if I can fit all this in here. There we go. That should be good. So we have a working cauldron. We have an iron cooking station. So now we need to work on upgrading this cauldron. Let's grab the spice rack. And we're going to put it back here in the corner, tucked away all nice and tight like. Then we'll grab the butcher's table. And try to squeeze that in up here. Again, saving as much room as we can. Trying to put it into the, placing it into the hearth at least a little bit. Then over here in this corner, hanging from the roof, where we can fit it, we're going to put the pots and pans. And lastly, over here on the hearth, we're going to put the mortar and pestle. Next to the hearth here, we're going to put our stone oven. What we're going to do first is we're going to put another black marble floor down to put the iron or the stone oven on top of. Okay, what we might need to do, can't get it to work, might need to destroy a couple of these black marble plinths, and we can rebuild them afterwards. We want this tucked away where the front edge is flush with the marble floor that we just put down. Let's go ahead and replace those two wall pieces real quick. Alright, there we go. So now we have a cooking station. However, as you can see, it's kind of smoking us out a little bit. The way we're going to fix that is we're going to get the 1x1 or 2x1x1 black marble piece, and we're going to put it across the top. There. One more out. Across the top right here. And we'll put one more here next to, put one more right there. Alright, that should stop the smoke from escaping out into the house. Once it clears, we should be good to go. If you're still having a little issue with smoke escaping out, what you can do is grab a wooden beam. I like to grab the dark wood beam. And then you don't want it to snap in. So you want to hold shift and put it about in the middle or up front. I usually like to put it up front, but you don't want it to snap in up here. You want it to be beneath the stone blocks that you just added. So that will definitely stop all the smoke from escaping out into your house. The next thing we're going to do over here, before we move over to the rest of the first floor, we're going to add a little bit of storage. You start with a reinforced chest here in the bottom, and just squeeze that in as far back as you can. Right, like that, because you don't want to block the door any more than you have to. Then we're going to grab the wood floor 1x1s pieces and slide them in here so we can add some more storage. On top of this little shelf, we're going to take the black metal chest. We should be able to fit 2 of them in here. Right, like so. We'll switch back over to the 1x1 wood floor and put that here. And up top, let's see what we can fit. I don't know if we'll be able to fit another black metal chest. Yeah, it looks like we can if we put it sideways. You can either put a black metal chest up there sideways or a reinforced chest up here sideways as well. I'm going to go with the black metal chest just for a little additional storage. As before we go further, I ought to put a door on here. So for the door, I'm going to use the dark wood gate, and I'm going to rotate it around so that it'll open towards the storage. I'm going to put it at the edge of the top row of the stone plinth. Right like that. So open through those plinths, and it will open towards the storage. So let's move on into the back corners here. So this is where all of our workbenches, most of our workbenches are gonna be. So for a little bit of storage space, or to help with this space, and to give us a bit more comfort, I'm gonna grab the round table. Put that as far back into this corner as you can, phasing it into the walls as much as possible. On top of that, I'm going to put the blue jute carpet. And on top of that, I'm going to put our workbench. I'm going to put the workbench right there. And down here, in front of it, I'm going to put the forge. I'm going to put the forge right there for now. It will probably need to move, but I just need to put that down so that I can fit in the forge bellows. Let's go ahead and squeeze that in as tight as we can. Now we can move the forge back to give us as much room as possible. Right, like that. So we've got our forge and our workbench. It's kind of tight getting up into the workbench. You need to either jump over the forge onto the table, or the other way you can get up there is up the stairs, drop down, and then you can use the workbench that way. Kind of tight, but we've got to do what we've got to do with this tiny build. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to block or knock down this plinth here. As I'm right there, I'm going to put the spinning wheel, taking up as little space as possible. Right like that. So now I'm going to replace that black marble plinth. That can be a little tricky to replace that, but it can be done. What you might need to do is sit down and aim at the one above it. Right like that. You can still access it. You can still get the linen thread from it, so that will be perfect. Now I need to add some upgrades for the workbench and for the forge. So for the workbench, I'm going to start with the adze. I'm going to put that down here in the corner underneath the stairs. Right about like that. And for a little bit of light before I do anything else, I'm going to put a wisp torch right there. And now I'm going to come over here and grab the grinding wheel, and I'm going to put that up top on top of the stone oven right here. And I'm going to add some more storage up here. So add a reinforced chest. Put that up top here. Right like that. Now, I need some shelving. I'm going to take the 1x1 wood floor. I'm going to put that all the way across at this level. And I'm going to start with some storage over here. Black metal chest. Put it as far into the stone oven as you can. Right there. Come over and grab the smith's anvil. Again, phasing it into the black metal chest as much as possible to save some space. Then the reinforced chest will go right here. And the forged tool rack, I'm going to hang from the ceiling right there. On top of this storage upgrade area that I already have, I'm going to put more 1x1 floors. This angle can be a little difficult. If you flying will be very useful. I'm going to put those there. And I'm going to add some more storage a reinforced chest right there, and can I fit a reinforced chest over here as well? Does not look like I will be able to, so let's add a regular chest right there. Back in this corner, I'm going to put the chopping block. Put that all the way back in this corner as much as possible. Then moving along, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to put the tool shelf. So the only way you'll be able to really make this work is by attaching it to the roof and sliding it out until it is good to go. I'm going to add some more storage with a black metal chest. Yeah, right about here, actually. That works. And then another one right next to it. Again, facing it into the chest next to it as much as possible. And up in this corner, I'm going to add the tanning rack. And next to it, I'm going to put a small personal chest. And as there's never enough storage, we're going to put some more shelving and some more storage up here. I'm going to face this down as much as I can into the black metal chest, right about there. I'm going to put some storage all the way across. Sometimes it can be a little difficult, but it can fit. I'm going to add, can I fit a black metal chest up here? I can. Let's go ahead and put that as far back as possible. Right there. And then next to it, might be able to fit another one. Yep. And over here, one more. Over on this side, we're going to add, you guessed it, more shelves. So these are not going to snap in at the same point. They're going to be a little bit below what we just made. Right about there. Alright, so on top of this, we're going to try to fit 2 black metal chests. So again, we'll squeeze those as far over as we can. Try and make them fit, no problem. And we're going to add another shelf on top of it. Again, sliding in some wood floors. And I think we should be able to fit 2 more black metal chests up top. Might need to finagle them a little bit, but they should both fit without too much difficulty. There we go. So I realized I messed something up. I need to destroy these and rebuild them. And I might need to destroy some more things here. I forgot to add the smiths or the anvils all the way back here. So these squeeze in here. Then we add the black metal chest next to it. Again, saving as much room as possible. Next to that, we continue as we had with the anvils. Might need to destroy some of this to make it fit. Do a reinforced chest back here. Next to that will be chopping block right there. And next to that, we will do some more storage. See, we can fit a black metal chest here. And next to it, let's add the regular chest here, and then we can put our personal chest back. Alright, and the last upgrade we need to do is the forge cooler. That's going to go down here, wherever we can find room to make it fit. Right there. So now we have a level 7 workbench and a level 5 workbench, a level 7 forge, and a decent amount of storage. So since there are more workbenches here with the Mistlands update, we're going to need some more space to put it all. We'll take the 2x2 wood floor and put it right here. Right like that. And on that wood floor, we are going to put the new black forge. Gonna put that as close to us here on the stairs as possible, because that is where we're going to be accessing the black forge. Next to it, we might maybe be able to put some storage. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Nope, there's no room for storage there. Okay, but there will be room for some storage out back behind it. We could fit a few black metal chests, or not black metal chests, reinforced chests going across like so. So that we're gonna grab the 1x1 wood floor and we're gonna put it across like so. On that, we are going to add the black forge cooler, squeezing it all the way back here as much as possible, as always, to save room. Next to it, we should be able to fit one, maybe two reinforced chests. Yep, we can fit 2 reinforced chests up there. So now we have a level 7 forge, level 5 workbench, and a level 2 black forge. Before we move upstairs, let's just do a little bit of last minute touch-ups here on the first floor. I'm going to grab the hair rug, put that here in front of the floor, and here in front of the stairs. Also in front of the stairs, next to the stairs, I'm going to add a wisp torch for a little bit more light. And I'm going to add a reinforced chest here, just to squeeze in a little bit more storage. So there we have it. We have our downstairs of our Mistlands house. It is super cramped, super crowded, but unfortunately that's what we gotta do with such a small space. So with that, it is time to move upstairs into the second floor. This is also going to be pretty crowded, but it shouldn't be too bad. First thing I'm going to put down is the artisan table. I'm going to put that, whoop, you might fall down there sometimes, that's happens. I'm going to put the artisan table here as tight up against the wall as possible, without phasing it through too much. Right next to that, I'm going to put the black marble bench right there. Underneath all of this, before I get too far, I'm going to put the blue jute carpets. I'm going to put that across the whole floor up here to add a little bit more warmth to the upstairs. Alright, so next to the artisan's table, I'm going to put our portal. Back up here against the iron gate, I'm going to put the dragon bed, trying to save as much room as possible once again. And between the bed and the portal, I'm going to put our armor stand. And here on the other side, I'm going to put the fermenter right next to the bed, saving as much room as possible. And next to the stairs, I'm going to put the black marble throne right about like that. And in front of the black marble throne, I'm going to put the black marble table. So you should be able to get through without too much difficulty. And without pushing yourself into the portal. Back over here, I'm going to put a little bit more storage, because you always need more storage. Then I'm going to grab the 1x1 wood floor and use that to make a 2x2 wood floor. And on top of that, I'm going to add our last remaining crafting station, the Galder table. What we might have to do is destroy the roof, put it in right there, and then you can replace the roof right like that. So now we have a Galder table that works. The problem is accessing it. It can be difficult to access. You can try to jump up for it, but that doesn't really work. You also need the upgrade. So how we're going to fix both those problems in one is by putting the rune table right here. And then we can stand on the rune table to access the Galder table. There we have it. We have upstairs all set up. So now the last thing we need to do, well, last two things we need to do, a little bit of decorations and moving out here onto the ledge. The way we're going to do, what we're going to do up here is we're actually going to need to destroy this piece and probably this piece here. We'll replace them shortly. Because what we're going to put up here is our hot tub. We're going to put it right about here. You can either have it snap in, or if you want to move it over a little bit in different directions, you can hold shift. But I think it should work just fine there as is. And then you'll be able to replace those dark wood beams here on the edge. Then at each of the corners, we're going to grab a ballista and point it out away from the house. Obviously, as we would want it to guard the house. So there we have our ballista at each of the corners. We need a bit more out here. We need some light so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to grab the diverger lantern pole. I'm going to put one close. We're going to put it right there, actually. That works perfectly. Put another one here. Going to put one on this edge right here. I'm going to put one there and one more in the middle right about here. Alright, so there we have it. Now, as I said, we just need to do a bit of decorations. For these decorations, we're going to start with back here. I'm going to grab a vertical item stand. Going to need to put this relatively low. Let's see, where is it? There we go. About in the middle. About like that. And on it, we're going to add the Seeker Trophy. Right like that. Okay, so to decorate the front of the house here, I'm going to take the blue jute drapes, put them on the two corners here. One there, and one right there. And next to them, I'm going to grab the blue and white striped banners. Throw those in right next to it. Next to that, I'm going to add the white banners. But before I do that, I'm going to need to add a 1 meter wood beam right about here and here. And you'll see why in a second. So I'll grab the white banners, not there, and put it one white banner here, one white banner there. And I'm gonna grab the item stand, the vertical item stand, and here about in the middle, I'm gonna place that, and I'm gonna put the Yagluth trophy. And I think I want it actually a little bit higher than that. Let's put it right there. Yeah, that'll be better. That'll be better. And then below that trophy, I'm going to put the blue jute curtain sort of centered right here. So the reason why I wanted to bring the white banners out is otherwise the wood edges of that blue jute curtain would show through the white banners. So the last thing I want to do, add a bit more light here by adding the diverger wall lantern there and there. I'll help it show up and pop a bit more at night. So coming around here to the main entrance, I'm going to put the diverger lantern there and there. I'm going to grab the blue and white striped banners, put those on the corners right there, over here. Next to the entrance, we're going to put the blue jute curtains. And then covering up the doorway, we're going to add the white banners. I'm going to put it so that it just, the tip of the banner just touches the floor, or just above the floor. Right like that. And above that, we're going to put the blue jute curtain right there. Now over on this wall, we're going to stick with the blue jute curtain theme and put those at the corners. And in the middle, we're going to grab the white banner. Then below the blue jute curtain, we're going to add vertical item stands. This one can be a little tricky here, but you can make it work well enough. And on those item stands, we're going to add the Seeker Soldier trophies. Right like that. And the last wall we're going to decorate is this back wall here. So sticking with the blue and white theme, I'm going to put the blue jute curtain on the corners, right like so. Next to those, we'll put the white banners right there and right there. And inside of those, we're going to put the blue jute drapes. And in the center, it will be the blue and white striped banner. There we go. The outside of our house is as fully decorated as we will make it. So there we have it. There's our Mistlands small house. There's a little bit more we need to do though. A little bit more decoration we need to do on the inside upstairs. Go ahead in this door. Above the bed, I'm going to put another item stand with a relatively small hair trophy. It's quite small. And on this armor stand, I'm going to put the Carapace armor along with the feather cape and the Emin Apple, or however you pronounce it. I'm sure that is not correct. And there we go. We have our nice, wonderful armor stand. And we need some food and other decorations to go around, to go on this table here. So let's go ahead and put some vertical or some horizontal item stands. Put the Mist Hair Supreme here. Some salad. And some Yggdrasil porridge. And as we're celebrating the final build in this build series, we'll add the celebration horn. That needs to move over a little bit. Let's go ahead and put that over here. I like that. That'll be good. And then up here, I'm going to add the Dead Razor. Oh, let's turn that around. Oh, let's turn that around. There we go. Now we got our Dead Razor right there. Right here. Add another... No, let's put it over the stairs. Over the stairs, let's put another item stand and add the Staff of Embers. Above the table, we will put the Spine Snap. And how about over here? One more. Above the bench, we'll add the Jotunbane. There we go. There we go. Now our house is fully decorated and fully complete. The last thing we need to do is our garden and our industrial zone. So I'm going to put the industry area, the kiln, smelters, all that good stuff. So I'm going to start with the kiln all the way back in here as far as I can get it. I did mine out a little bit of this rock in order to make sure everything could fit. Next to that, I'm going to put the smelter right about there. And over here, the blast furnace. Right about like that. That way we should be able to access everything pretty easily. And the last industrial piece that we need is the Aether refinery. I'm going to put that over on this edge here. We need to be able to reach the top. So in order to do that, I'm going to put some wood floors right there and right there. And then I'm going to put some wood ladders coming down to reach it. So now we'll be able to jump up and get up here to add the refining material. We can access everything. So there's our small but effective industrial zone. Here I already laid out a small plot for the garden. Now we will not be putting any bees down because the bees do not like the Mistlands. So I will just be planting the mage caps and the Jotun puffs. I'll start with some mage caps over on this side. And then about halfway or so, I'll switch over to some Jotun puffs. And here we have our garden. Alright, so the last thing I need to do, well, two things really. One, I need to add some seasonal things here. As it is the last one, I think it is fitting to put all of them. So we'll put a maypole here. We will put a Christmas tree right here. We'll put a jack-o'-turnip right there. And now to finally finish up this build, I'm going to build the last 2 crafting items. I need a wisp fountain. We'll put the wisp fountain right there. And I'm gonna need some sap extractors. So we'll go ahead and put a couple of those along here. Right like that. Alright, so there we have it. We have our Mistlands house fully completed. I'm a little amazed that I was able to fit everything into such a small build, but was able to get it done. So thank you all once again for stopping by and watching this build series with me. I've had a blast trying to figure out unique and new builds, as well as trying to fit everything in these small builds. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope you've got something out of it. So I'm going to end with a quick run around of the house and a quick fly through. But I hope to see you next time, and thank you all for joining, and you all take care.